My name is Ellie, and I am a creative director and co-founder of Odd Brand Strategy, and also a organizer of Midwest Feminist.
And I'm Serena Wagner. I am also partner and creative director for Odd Brand Strategy and also an organizer for Midwest Feminist. So we are sort of the organizers or leaders, admins on a online Facebook community called Midwest Feminist. And I think we're about like 600 members strong. And we created that after the Women's March itself to act as an online space for women in the Midwest to share events and calls to action.
There was definitely a need in Eau Claire to organize a local chapter. So within 5 days, we rallied the troops and got a couple hundred people to march from the university parking lot by Haas Fine Arts to Phoenix Park.
I'm Becca Cook, and I own Red's Mercantile in Eau Claire.
My name is Violet Kilmurray. I'm a senior at Memorial, and I'm also the state co-chair for Women's March Wisconsin.
So my name is Amanda Schumacher, and I work with Family Support Center. That's a nonprofit here in the Chippewa Valley that assists people who have been affected by intimate partner violence and sexual assault.
My name is Lindsay Quinnis. I am a member of Midwest Feminist, and I help do the events and some of the organization.
My name's Christina Wolf, and I'm involved in Midwest Feminist, helping organize and set up the events and some talent coordination.
Dawn Garcia. And in the community, what I do is support the interests of individuals to access particularly healthcare.
My name is Catherine Emanuel, and I serve on the Eau Claire City Council.
I think because of the Women's March and all of the energy surrounding that, so many different people kind of came out of their shells and became more involved in ways that they had never been before, both politically and supporting other women.
It was crazy that people organized a march in 5 days, and we had hundreds of people just from this area come out. And we don't usually see gatherings that big in Eau Claire.
I think a lot of people were feeling very activated following the election and certainly following the inauguration, not really certain where to channel that energy. And this seemed like a perfect framework to allow people who might be compelled to do something to start out somewhere.
As I was thinking about our progress over the course of last year, one of the things that came to mind is several years ago, my mother said, there appears to be a war on women. Why is that? Women are great leaders. We're instrumental in supporting change. We're great team builders. Why are people creating barriers for women to be successful?
So the people that want to do social justice and care about action in this community now have a way that they can connect. So I think the march last year kind of started that, and then Midwest Feminist continued it.
Well, my shop hosted a sign making event and kind of rally a little bit before the march the following day, and so that was fun to be a part of, kind of bringing a bunch of different women together in solidarity to put messages together that were going to be used during the march.
In the past, maybe activism had been seen as kind of the realm of students or people who were working in social justice movements already, but the Women's March helped identify that activism was in the purview of anyone who had a passion.
I think it was an awareness of individuals in the Valley that we do need to get active. We need to engage. Because if we don't speak out on the issues that are important to all of us, many people are reluctant to do that. They have strong feelings, but they don't necessarily want to share those for a variety of reasons.
As a feminist mom, having a little boy is really a different lens because I'm so used to thinking, I don't want my daughters to see that, or we have to make this better for my daughters. And now having this little boy, I think, I don't want my son to grow up in this when there's inequalities. I don't want him to see that. I don't want him to see that sexism is normalized. And so for me, now using my voice to speak on behalf of women, I also feel like now we're helping to raise a new generation of men in our world too.
I have been interested in social justice my entire life. So it really is validating to me to see other people kind of taking up the torch, particularly younger people.
Our country's been around for hundreds of years and we still don't have equal rights, and that's ridiculous.
I have really been trying to watch the way that I interact with the young people that I work with and hopefully inspire them without being political, inspire them to be strong women. I think that the community appreciated and maybe was surprised by having our own little part of this national movement, and I think that it was great to show that that can be a part of Eau Claire's community. It's not just a national thing, it's not just for larger cities.
I have to stand up and say something, because if not, I'm accepting the status quo, and I can't live with that.
I think a lot of folks are probably on the same mindset that I share of it's about time and we need more of this. And some of the evidence that I see are more women running for a local office. And I think that that is very exciting because we do need equal representation as people are making policies that affect men and women in our communities.
I think my first piece of advice is we need every voice. We need everyone to bring forward their talents, their abilities, and help create the better future that we all want and need. When we don't engage with our talents, we're leaving opportunity unmet. And the region and the nation can't tolerate that.
Take this opportunity to listen to other people's stories. I think storytelling is incredibly valuable, and if people can be supported in sharing their own stories, then that's the way that we can shift those hearts and minds.
It's really easy to get timid and nervous and scared in the political climate that we are all forced to exist in right now. And I just encourage people to, take that fear and channel it into something more positive, and just know that there's other people in this community that feel the same way that you do and want to do something about it, and not to hesitate to be involved in that, because the more people that are involved, the stronger voice that we have and the more that we can accomplish.